Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of STARGATE, a new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison.
We certainly couldn't do this without you. It would simply be impossible.
SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi-san.
This is the beginning of our golden age.
This is the beginning of our golden age. This is the beginning of our golden age.
So I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. And to every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day, I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have. This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again. Oh,
Donald Trump has been sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, and there is a lot of things that occurred from start to finish of this ritual that occurred today. Of course, most people out there will think, well, it's just a normal ritual where the President of the United States is sworn into office after the people vote him into power. But that's not what's really occurring here. What's occurring here is a hand-selected man named Donald Trump has been put back into power, not because of the will of the people, because he is the face of this new world order. And I'll show you all of the signs and symbols that were just swirling around Washington, D.C. today. Should I start with how the car that picks up Donald Trump and Joe Biden and brings them to his inauguration? Should I start with the symbolism there and the beast? But of course, people out there will look at this and say, well, it's just a name, right? It's just a name. They just call the car the beast that picked up Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Because the country is so divided, seeing these two presidents, former president, future president, present president, is important to the nation. Look, there are people out there who voted for Donald Trump who don't particularly like Donald Trump, but they like his policies. They like what he promised. They like the changes he wanted to make. So he had their support. So going into this day, despite the history, despite what Donald Trump still believes, that he lost that election in 2020, they were able to come together and make this historic ride back in the beast, as that limousine is called, the historic beast.
So they get into the beast and then they head to the inauguration, which is held indoors this year. And you could see some of his sworn enemies in attendance. You know, people who said that he was a modern day Hitler, that he's the worst person alive, that anybody who voted for him was voting against human rights and equality, right? But then they show up at his inauguration like Bill Clinton, like Hillary Clinton. Isn't she supposed to be in a jail somewhere if we were going by what Donald Trump told us 8 years ago? Of course, Barry Soetoro, Barack Obama shows up, and of course, Joe Biden himself is there applauding and smiling ear to ear. So let's look at some of the things that were said and shown to us at this inauguration ritual, including Melania Trump wearing that, looking ghoulish in that black and white Masonic outfit that, of course, he's deliberately wearing. Or should we just get to Eric Trump, who openly holds up the triangle of power hand symbol that Donald Trump loves to use so often, and his wife has to tap him on the shoulder to tell him to stop doing that with his hands, because the people like us out there who notice signs and symbols, well, too many people have been catching on to signs and symbols, so Eric better put his hands down. And of course, that brings me to the main theme of this entire event. The golden age of America begins right now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the golden age of America.
Thank you very much, everybody. Well, thank you very, very much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now. The golden age of America begins right now. The golden age of America begins right now.
And of course, anybody out there who's followed my work over the years, or who has any understanding, even minimalistic understanding of the occult and Aleister Crowley and Alice Bailey and Madame Blavatsky, knows that that term, the golden age, is reference to the golden dawn. And that is exactly what they plan on bringing in with Donald Trump as the face of it, while he stands on stage and talks about how God saved his life, how divine intervention is the reason that he's here, and he's here to save America. You know, with the likes of Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who happened to post and tweet out, the dawn of a new golden age starts on Monday, and even shaking Elon Musk's hand and saying a new dawn. And of course, what they're referencing is the Golden Dawn. This is Aleister Crowley's Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which is a secret society that all of these people are a part of. It is the complete Golden Dawn system of magic that they follow. In fact, I guess it makes perfect sense to have Donald Trump roll in this system of magic since, well, Marina Abramovich, who is probably known in all circles as one of the highest ranking witches in our society, who is openly performing things like spirit cooking and getting away with it. Well, she's excited, or he's excited, that Donald Trump has been put into power, because Donald Trump, in its own words, saying that Donald Trump is the magician of the highest order, the one who will bring chaos, the one who will bring in this new era of the Golden Dawn.
You know, I chose to share with you one really funny opinion. But there is in Lapland, there is a group of the shamans there who do something called collective dreaming. They will go together in seclusion and do the rituals with, eating very little food and being in solitude for a long time. And they will go and dream the dreams. And the dream have to be collective same dream. So coming out of this dream, once the shaman told me that actually the best thing happened in this planet right now is the Trump to be the president. I said, how is this possible? It's the best thing to happen. He said, yes, because he's so irrational, he's so crazy. That's actually create that awakening, that we finally wake up. Because before it will be another guy and everything looks similar. But he's so different than anything else. So he's the magician who waking us up. What do you think about that? Best thing happened ever to us. That he is the best thing happened ever to us. That he is the magician of the highest order. That he is there in his irrational mind to create confusion in order that the human being can find new order. And it's not so stupid thinking about this in that way. It's completely turning things upside down.
So, of course, it's no surprise that while Donald Trump is being sworn into office, we got photographs of Dr. Oz hanging around because he's going to be in your new cabinet in the White House. And Dr. Oz, of course, very close with Marina Abramovich. You can see Dr. Oz side by side with the alt-right media that, of course, has hijacked any type of real awakening that was occurring over the last 8 years or so, has been replaced with this alt-right movement, which gives minimalistic truth to anything going on. But of course, they give you things that are just so easy for you to get drawn in because they talk about things like how there's only a man and a woman, right? Things that are basic common sense, that we're living in a world where they've inverted things so much that people actually need their media to confirm normal things like a man is a man and a woman is a woman. In fact, Donald Trump even decided to bring attention to that during his speech so that could be trending instead of things like Donald Trump talking about bringing in the golden age. So back to the golden age and the golden dawn and the externalization of the hierarchy by Alice Bailey, which I covered in a separate video. For anybody out there that doesn't know, member of the Golden Dawn, Alice Bailey is the person who founded Lucifer Trust, which is today known as the Lucis Trust, and the direct connection to the United Nations, which is trying to bring about a new world order. They don't even hide that Lucis Trust used to be called the Lucifer Publishing Company. It's even in their Wikipedia page. So that shows you that they're not trying to hide any of this stuff. And in the externalization of the hierarchy, remember this, because this was written in 1957. Thus, a great and new movement is proceeding, and a tremendously increased interplay and interaction is taking place. This will go on until AD 2025. During the years intervening between now and then, very great changes will be seen taking place, and at the great assembly of the hierarchy, held as usual every century. In 2025, the date in all probability will be set for the first stage of the externalization of the hierarchy. The present cycle from now until that date is called technically the stage of the forerunner. It is preparatory in nature, testing in its methods, and intended to be revelatory in its techniques and results. You can see, therefore, that the Chohan's masters, initiates, world disciples, and aspirants affiliated with the hierarchy are all at this time passing through a cycle of great activity. And it'll all be revealed to us in the year 2025, the golden new age. And something else that's important to note, which should seem off to people out there who are paying attention, is that Donald Trump is talking again about Mars, and he's talking about during his inauguration speech, right? Nobody's talking about getting back to the moon because, well, we've obviously never been there, so there's nowhere to go back. But this whole notion of Mars and what they have planned, this deep deception, he decided to bring it up during his speech because I guarantee you they have plans to try and pull something off with the technocracy transhumanist agenda that is the Mars Project. But here he is talking about planting the stars and stripes on planet Mars. And listen closely, because he used the word manifesting, which of course is associated with the occult and witchcraft. I know a lot of people today like to think words like manifest have something to do with Christianity. Oh, you gotta think it into existence. You gotta manifest it into existence. That is the origins of the occult. That is the origins of witchcraft, manifesting things into existence. So he talks about manifesting this into existence because they're going to have to manifest this into existence because obviously there's zero chance we're actually going to a planet in the sky called Mars, but clearly they have plans to deceive you over on Devon Island once they acquire Canada and, of course, Greenland. But here is the speech from Donald Trump talking about getting to Mars.
Our territory, builds our cities, raises our expectations, and carries our flag into new and beautiful horizons. And we will pursue our manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the planet Mars.
So, of course, you would think in a world in 2025 where nobody's been back to the moon, where we haven't been anywhere, to be honest, everybody out there at this point knows how fake the moon landing is. We're talking about we've moved on from the moon, and now we've just selected Mars. Isn't it interesting how, of all the planets, they chose Mars? Now, they'll tell you it's because they claim that there's water on Mars and that humans can live on Mars because there's a great deception that they have in the works. And you might remember Elon Musk tweeting out a couple of weeks ago that Mars will be called the New World, just as America was in past centuries. Such an inspiring adventure. And a new world, indeed. In fact, Elon even said that one day Mars is going to save Earth. He's certain of it. And most of you might be thinking, well, I don't even know what that possibly means about Mars saving Earth. Well, that's because part of Project Mars is the plan to begin transhumanism out in the open. But let's just start again for anybody out there that doesn't know. Mars is Devon Island, okay? It's uninhabited land that is massive in scope that they plan on faking their Mars landing on. People can't get to this area in the Arctic. It's in the Canadian Arctic, and people won't have a clue. This is where you see a lot of the footage and pictures that they take of the supposed red rock that we're supposed to believe is Mars. And again, Project Mars, okay, is a technical tale. This is a fictional book written by Dr. Wernher von Braun. That name might sound familiar to you because Dr. Wernher von Braun is credited as being the creator of NASA. So the creator of NASA writes fictional books. It kind of reminds me of L. Ron Hubbard, right, who started this religion, Scientology, who happened to be out in the desert with Jack Parsons performing moonchild rituals, right? And the plot of Project Mars, which again is a fictional tale, it follows a fictional story where a global united Earth government, after a devastating war, launches a major mission to Mars based on the discovery of Martian canals by a powerful space telescope, believing evidence of intelligent life existing on the planet. And of course, who is the guy in the book? What's the guy's name? It's, Elon. The Martian government in the book was led by a man named Elon, or the Elon. And what is Elon Musk discussed about Mars and a political system for Mars? Well, he's talked about technocracy, a possible political system for Mars, a planet where technical expertise may be especially important. And Elon Musk has expressed interest in establishing a technocracy on Mars. And of course, this goes back to his grandfather, who is responsible with creating technocracy. And there be no politicians, no business people, money or income inequality. Sounds like a new world order to me. Those were all features of what technocracy called the price system. And there would be no countries called Canada or the US. So does it start to make sense to you that while we find Mars and we start finding life on Mars, and it's led by these experts who are really experts in trying to mix man with machine, because that's what Elon Musk is doing. That's what the Neuralink is. He tells you that it's a Fitbit for your brain. So they're creating a new species, a new race of humans. That's what they're trying to do with technology. So when they tell you that they found Mars and they put some of this footage on the TV. Of course, all conservatives will trust them because they're under, complete hypnosis. I mean, it's beyond hypnosis at this point. So they'll believe it. They'll believe that there's life on Mars. They'll believe that they're out in space somewhere, that it took them 5 million days to get there, or whatever lie they decide to spew. Nobody will understand technocracy and how Elon Musk's grandfather was attempting to create this technocracy movement, and how Elon Musk has even tweeted out accelerating Starship technology to build a Martian technocracy, right? Accelerating Starship development to build the Martian technocracy. So in a science fiction book, let's just clarify all this stuff with Mars, why you see Elon Musk side by side with Trump and nobody's even blinking about it, is that Elon Musk, a science fiction book called Project Mars, writes about a futuristic people who would colonize Mars and would be led by someone called the Elon. Now, what is a futuristic people? Well, futuristic people is human beings who are now not fully human beings anymore. Iron mixed with clay. Human beings that have technology inside their bodies. They have technological upgrades. And that's why you've seen Elon Musk tweet things out. If successful, X will evolve to be the collective consciousness of humanity, or more accurately, the human-machine collective. And that's what Mars is going to lead to, the Mars deception, the beginning of rolling out transhumanism, a new race of human beings, so to speak. And don't be surprised where that one tweet that Elon Musk talked about, where he talks about how Mars will save Earth. If they continue to burn the Earth and they continue to use directed energy weapons and they continue to hit people with hurricanes, and America, Earth, all around the Earth, I should say, starts to become decimated, well, they'll tell you this new, humans and machine mixing and merging together. This could be what saves the human race, right? Turning you into an actual battery like in the Matrix. So we are upon the golden dawn. I think the fact that Donald Trump can say that out in the open, the golden age, and of course we have those references to Apollo, why Trump deliberately makes himself gold, like a golden idol, right? People out there think that he's that tone deaf, that he doesn't realize that he looks ridiculous with that glow of bronzer that he wears. He's not doing this by mistake. He's doing it deliberately. He's bringing in the golden age. That's what his role is. And most of these Christians are going to go along for the ride. In fact, they're not even going to realize that they're actually inadvertently worshiping Donald Trump. Most of them don't realize it as it is. And of course, all he has to do is, this is something I've covered over the years. When they give these speeches, they say God, right? He's talking about God in his speech. He's not talking about our Father in the Bible. He's not referencing Jesus Christ. They're talking about their God. But all these people need to hear, whether it's Beyonce or any of these people who are openly Satanists, like Lady Gaga, they go on stage and they say God. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, they're thanking God. Beyonce's thanking God. They're all thanking God. They're not thanking the same God you're thinking of. And he is talking about his God, Lucifer, because guess what they're planning on doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is the beginning of bringing in this brand new Luciferian awakening. It's all being orchestrated by Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Of course, it's all sides working together. It's the illumination, the Luciferian new age, or as Trump calls it, the golden age. And there are no coincidences in front of us. From Trump being gold, to his apartment made of gold, to all of the things that we've read about when it comes to the Golden Dawn, and that we've all seen exposed over the years with Aleister Crowley and Alice Bailey and Madame Blavatsky, and how 2025 is the year that they are going to reveal themselves. Trump wasn't hiding it. You go back to the beginning of the whole thing, right? Think about the wording of some of this stuff. The car, yes, I know the car is not newly named the Beast, but I don't recall them openly talking about it too often on television when somebody got into the car saying, oh, he's in the Beast, right? But it shows you where we're at as society, that Christians, it wouldn't even trigger a light bulb in their head when it comes to the beast and the mark of the beast and potentially this digital ID and digital currency that is to come, that Donald Trump is in the beast, and he's excited to be in the beast as he heads to his inauguration, which is, of course, attended by all of his sworn enemies, all these people who tried to throw him in jail, who said that if you vote for this guy, you're a terrorist. Oh, they're all there. They're all there. Why are they there? Well, they have to be there, is what we're told, right? Because, that fits the narrative of 6D chess, that they have to go. And Trump doesn't really like them, but, it's part of it, right? Just like Eric Trump holding up the triangle of power. How many times have we seen Trump himself do that? To literally telling you that he's bringing in this golden age while Vivek and Elon, and they tweet things out like the dawn of a new golden age starts today. A new dawn begins today. It's right in front of us. It's right in front of us, right? The golden dawn, the golden order, the system of magic that they follow, where you have Marina Abramovich just flat out saying he's the magician of the highest order. It's incredible, folks. It's happening in front of us. And of course, it makes perfect sense when we live on Earth, okay? And we have not seen any progress with any of this space stuff. We haven't heard anything about it, other than that they lost the script on how to get to the moon, right? That's the stuff that we hear. Then we see ridiculous footage of like India going to the moon, and it looks like an Atari game. The stuff that they show us is ludicrous that anybody believes it. But most of these people want to believe it. They get pulled into debates about the shape of the Earth and flat, is it round? And nobody just goes, hey, whatever it might be, space, you can't get there. It's been proven. Because they can't get there. And they just keep trying to. And every time they shoot those rockets up, they just veer to the side. And that's the end of the story. Now, of course, they come back and they land, and everyone's excited because they're landing now. So they're just going up for about, 45 minutes? Coming up, reaching the maximum peak that they can get to, heating the atmosphere, of course, which is very important for weather modification, and then coming down and landing. And all these years, nothing has occurred. There's been no progress, right? And now all of a sudden, Donald Trump has Elon Musk with him, and he's talking about how we're going to plant the flag on Mars. At the same time, he's talking about occupying Canada and Greenland. And of course, we all know about Devon Island, and if you don't know, you should know, because they even admit that they train for the Mars landing on Devon Island. So don't you realize that they're just going to fake it there? Then what are we going to see? Well, we're going to just see all of these new human beings start emerging, right? Remember some of the fictional news we've seen over the years about Mars? Has anyone seen this one recently from the Daily Mail? CIA documents claim life did exist on Mars, and it was a population of very large people who built pyramids. Oh, is that the same people's DNA that they're trying to mix with people? I mean, are they referencing the Nephilim? What are they, the Nuka? I mean, who are they referencing here, right? Amazing how this stuff's out there. And of course, very large people who built pyramids and who are obsessed with these pyramids, that love these pyramids. Oh, right. It's the Trumps of the world who even hold their hands making that triangle power like Eric Trump did. So great deceptions are coming. I think even bigger than Bluebeam. I think they're literally going to try to tell you that they went to Mars. Expect conservatives to take whatever the father of the vax says as truth. And then, of course, to start showing us a different breed of humans and how this could be beneficial to all of us. All it takes is a little propaganda, ladies and gentlemen. Have you seen the world we're living in now? They've convinced people they're born in the wrong bodies and all this stuff. All it takes is a little propaganda. When they talk about the American experiment, they're talking about massive amounts of mind control. We're under MK Ultra every single day. And if these people hear the lie long enough, they'll believe it as truth. And then they'll start telling you about this new race of humans that are mixed with technology, and they're so far advanced than we are, but we can catch up with them if only we, maybe mix our genetic code with their genetic code, and maybe we could become like this great lost civilization that they so desperately seem to want to bring back. So if successful, again, ladies and gentlemen, the collective consciousness of humanity, or more accurately, the human machine collective, will move forward in the new golden age.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of STARGATE, a new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison.
We certainly couldn't do this without you. It would simply be impossible.
SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi-san.
This is the beginning of our golden age.
And CEO of OpenAI, and I would say by far the leading expert based on everything I read Sam Altman.
We wouldn't be able to do this without you, Mr. President.
This will help people's life. This will help solving many, many issues, difficult things that otherwise we could not have solved with the power of AI.
We will see diseases get cured at an unprecedented rate.
Early cancer detection, the development of a cancer vaccine for your particular cancer aimed at you, and have that vaccine available in 48 hours. This is the promise of AI and the promise of the future.
I think this will be the most important project of this era.
And it's all taking place right here in America.
Okay, so here's Time Magazine. This is the recent Time Magazine talking about the Great Reset. Okay, so Jonathan Kane, whatever you want to say his name.
Jonathan Kahn. He was talking. He was pushing the Great Shemitah, the year of the Jubilee.
Yeah. What it is every 7 years through from the beginning of back in the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Every 7 years there was a reset. It was a forgiveness of your debts.
Mm. But it wasn't per se for the Jews. It was for the Israelites. Yeah.
Right.
It was adopted by the Jews.
Right. None of this is for the Gentiles.
Yeah. No, it wasn't for the Gentiles.
No. This is only for the Israelites, and yeah. You know what? Before we go any further, I want to put the disclaimer up.
Yeah, put the disclaimer up so that
okay. Yeah, before I go any further, I'm going to put this disclaimer. You're going to be hearing us talk tonight about the Jews, the JEWS. This is not the biblical descendants of Abraham. We are referring to the synagogue of Satan from Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, the Ashkenazi, the Khazars, who are the Zionist controllers of the world. So when you hear us talk about the Jews, we are not talking about the seed of Abraham. We are not talking about God's chosen.
Yeah.
Do not get that twisted. Do not call us anti-Semitic, because the people we are talking about aren't Semitic at all.
Mm.
Okay, we want to make that perfectly clear before we go any further. Okay.
Right, now we've got that out of the way.
Hmm?
Now that we've got that out of the way,
right. So that being said,
yeah.
That being said. Okay, so basically, how the financial system was set up is that when you are loaned money, you are not to be charged interest.
No.
And what this means is that the system that we're under now is under these people here. Okay?
Mm.
And these people here have been thrown out of how many countries, Robbie? Do you get the number 39?
200 have been thrown out of
239?
239 countries, some of them more than once.
Right.
I'm not to spend my memory.
These people go into these countries and they set up banking policies, banking systems that end up being corrupt,
mm-hmm.
that end up stealing from the people and end up enslaving the people. And they've been thrown out of 200 plus countries throughout time for this practice of basically robbing people. Now, I have so much here, so give me a second. Nope.
And this isn't a conspiracy theory, it's a historical fact.
Okay. The financial system we're under now today is through the IMF, the International Monetary Fund or Foundation, the Federal Reserve, and the World Banks. And they are owned by these people. And you're going to recognize some names and some names you aren't going to recognize. But Goldman Sachs, Rockefellers, the Lehmans, the Kuhn and Loebs, the Rothschilds, the Warburgs, the Lazards, and the Israel Moses Sykes of Rome. Now,
Isn't Morgan Chase Stanley on there?
no,
Okay.
this is the big guys. Think of the pyramid of power. These guys sit at the top. Those other ones all sit at the bottom. They sit below them. Chase, all those other names. Okay. Warburg of Hamburg, Germany. Warburg was one of the originals. The Warburg family was one of the originals that was at Jekyll Island. And it was interesting that he was even at Jekyll Island because he was an immigrant from Germany. He didn't even have his American citizenship yet when he was in this meeting setting up the banking system for a country that he was an immigrant in and had no business having anything to do with the financial construction of that country. Okay. Now, every single one of these people, Goldman Sachs, Rockefellers, Lehmans, the Kuhn-Loebs, the Rothschilds, the Warburgs, the Lazards, and the Sykes are all these people. They're Jews in the sense of what people want to think they are today, but they're not. They're the fake Jews, the synagogue of Satan. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you honestly think that anybody who is under the umbrella of the synagogue of Satan is going to forgive your debt without something in return?
Basic universal basic income, which I've been banding about quite often and quite recently. And now it seems to be the buzzword behind the scenes.
Yes. So tonight we are going to touch on, because it's interesting that just one topic of conversation, the GESARA and NESARA, could bring us. Now I want you guys to listen to my list. And I want you, Robbie, because I know you're going to know this, I want you guys to tell me in the chat room what all of these things have in common. You ready?
Yeah.
The Talmud, the Noahide laws, NESARA-GESARA, Universal Basic Income, Galactic Federation of Light, and the Federal Reserve. What they all have in common?
Go on.
They are all under the satanic, Luciferian New World Order.
There you go.
It was funny that I started researching the NESARA-GESARA and where it led me down. And I'm going to pull up. I have so many. I want you guys to notice key words when we look at some of the articles. This one is from 2009. No matter how eager we are to know when GESARA will arrive, everyone among the 2012 Ascension team of spirit teachers, ascended masters, celestials, and galactics have kept the exact date under wraps. They offer us hints, glimpses, and suggestions, but that is all. Why would the Galactic Federation of Light, a known Luciferian organization, group, cult, why would they be so interested in NESARA arriving?
Because it's going to be the policy of the saviors that are coming. You know, the alien saviors that are coming from whichever star system that they're supposedly coming from. Which actually begs the question: if they're coming from spaceship to come from another star system and another planet to come to save us, and the new from whatever, yeah, how are they going to get here? Yeah, and they can't come by spaceship because space is fake. yeah, according to the Bible, over the firmament is covered by water. So how are they getting there? By boat? Because they aren't coming by spaceship, right? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. We get all these channelers telling us that the great saviors, the galactic saviors, the Galactic Federation of Light, yeah, are telling us that these alien saviors are coming to save us from the New World Order with their version of the New World Order, yeah, to bring their alien messiah, Santander or whoever. Right? How are they getting here? Right? Because they ain't getting through the firmament, right? Because the Bible is very clear about the composition of this world. So whatever is supposed to be coming is already here. This is what people don't seem to understand. This is the great deception that people are, you know, if you believe in space travel and the going to the moon and all that, yeah, and the space station, and we're going out to Mars and all that, yeah, and you truly believe that, then good luck to you, because that is part of the deception. The other part of the deception is what we're talking about, the Galactic Federation of Light, yeah. I mean, you've seen all the documentaries. Did you not see the documentaries as well? Yeah, I think we saw it on the God, which one was that one? The one about the fallen angels, the one with our man Gons. You know, what's his name? What's his channel? Huh?
Who?
You know Gons. He got what's his channel?
Oh, Face Like the Sun.
Face Like the Sun. Yeah, did he not do the section about the channelers?
Absolutely we did. Absolutely we did.
Yeah, and I can't remember the name of the entity that was possessing the person back in the 70s and 80s. Oh, it was just weird. It was really weird. But we
might run across that. I think I don't know if I've got literally almost like 28, 29, 30 tabs pulled up for us. We may not get to everything tonight, but each one of these I will put in the description area.
But they did talk about Galactic Federation of Light.
Yeah.
Yes, in depth.
Yep. So up on the screen, this is important. Okay. So it says, when under NESARA, you will own nothing and you'll be happy about it. How many times has Robbie told us that what's coming is everything you've wanted? Right?
Everything that you've ever dreamed of having will be laid at your feet. You will be offered the keys to your own life. You will be given a forgiveness of debt. You might be in tens of thousands of pounds worth of debt. Dollars, doesn't matter, right? Or euros, don't matter, yeah? You could be up to your eyeballs in debt, yeah? Well, they're going to forgive it all, yeah? You want to own your own home? Yeah, go on, yeah, we'll pay off your mortgage, yeah? You want a car? Yeah, well, maybe we could chuck that in. Maybe we'll give you an incentive, yeah? Whatever it is that you want, yeah, they'll give it to you, yeah? But what much is given, much is asked for in return, unfortunately. There's no such thing as a free lunch in this world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
So this says you'll own nothing. You'll be happy about it. Instead, you'll rent everything you need and it'll be delivered by drone right to your door. The U.S. won't be the world's leading superpower. Instead, a handful of countries will dominate together. Now, I want to show you something. Remember that, keep that thought, because look at this. A handful of countries will dominate together. Trump is laying the groundwork for a new world order built around the U.S., China, and Russia.
Yeah.
China being the dragon, Russia being the bear, and the United States being Babylon.
Yeah. Well, in effect, it's all Babylon. It's all Babylon. But America, the daughter of Babylon.
Right, the whore of Babylon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let me put this back up on the screen. You won't die waiting for an organ donor. Rather than transplanting organs from deceased donors, custom organs will be 3D printed on demand. You'll eat much less meat. This I thought was interesting because we're going to get into the Noahide laws. And the Noahide laws actually talk about do not eat from a live animal. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Isn't that the same thing, guys?
Right.
Look at this. You'll eat much less meat. Well, look at the
I'd rather
Noahide.
Well, I'd rather eat from a dead one than a live one, but yeah, I'll see where it's going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And these Noahide laws, guys, they have consequences if you break them.
Mm.
Don't forget that. We're going to get into that.
Mm.
Let's see. Here's the next one. Gotta wait till it comes up here.
See, the last one on that list. The last one on that list intersects with the what's it call it? The Georgia Guidestones.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
But to create courts creating fair laws. Get rid of useless officials.
Yep.
Mm.
Polluters will have to pay to emit carbon dioxide. Okay. Polluters will have to pay to emit carbon dioxide. Now, I want you guys to remember that the goal of the elite is to get the carbon footprint down to 0. And I told you guys, I reminded you guys this the other night. We are carbon-based beings. We have a carbon footprint by just breathing. In order to get the carbon footprint down to 0, absolute 0 on this planet, on this earth, you have to take the population down to 0.
Or near close to.
Or near close to, right.
Yeah.
Depopulation.
Yeah.
Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah.
Get the population down to a manageable 500 million. Do the math. Do the math.
Agenda 21 to Agenda 2030.
Agenda 2030. Yes. Doing the math on the Georgia Guidestones to get us down to a manageable 500 million.
Yeah.
We would have to take our population down by about between 80 and 90%.
Which is the complete opposite of what Ahaya said. Be fruitful and multiply.
Go out
and
multiply.
replenish the earth.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay. So, NESARA and GESARA. As I was looking for it,
Right.
look what I ran across.
Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh boy. The Galactic Federation, New Republic, NESARA-GESARA, Endless Prosperity. There you go. There's that Galactic Federation again.
Right. And endless prosperity. The government, the government wants you to take this universal basic income. Basically, what you're doing is that you are giving up every shred of freedom, dignity, and humanity in order to be forgiven your debt under NESARA and GESARA.
Mm-hmm.
They will give you a basic income. And that's what they mean, a basic income.
Yeah. Just enough to survive on.
Just enough to survive on.
Yeah.
And if we see what is what is coming down the pike here with this whole CV21 that we believe is coming, people are going to be locked in their homes. If you work from home, hey, great for you. But what about all those millions of people that don't have that luxury of working at home? Mm-hmm. What about all those businesses that are going to go out of business because people don't or can't come out, It says right here, let me pull it back up, that right here, you'll be happy about, instead you'll rent everything you need and it'll be delivered by drone right to your door. So you won't even be allowed to leave your homes.
Nope. Because there'll be another drone floating about watching you coming out your house.
Right.
Yeah. You see, anybody that survives the culling, right, of the first or whatever 2 or 3 phases of the cullings that will come in, right, those that would be considered lucky enough to enter this brave new world will be in a home where every room in your house will have a camera installed in it, even in the bathroom they'll be watching you go to the toilet, and having a shower, right? You won't be able to go anywhere without being seen, right? So if you go outside, you'll be seen, right? If you don't have permission to go outside, the police won't be turning up to put you in a whatever, to ask you questions. Yeah, the cameras outside, right, on the 5G systems will always automatically fine your account, right? Because basically you will have a social credit score, right? So if your social credit score goes below a certain number, you will be excluded from certain things, like maybe say electricity, or maybe food, yeah, maybe I don't know, whatever, yeah, whatever activity that you cherish, that'll be taken away from you for a certain period of time until you've actually accumulated social credit scores up to the whatever acceptable level that they feel is necessary for you to function. Yeah, we're talking about Brave New World territory, and it's not a far-off fantasy. This is what they're doing right now in China. Right now, China is the beta test. If you remember going back months and months and months ago when we were talking about the what was going on with COVID, right, with this CV-19 that was coming out of China, I already said that China is the beta test for the New World Order. Yeah, it's not separate from the world, it's part of the New World Order, always has been. Yeah, all these nations are all they're all confederate. Psalms 83, pull out your Bibles. Yeah, Psalms 83 tells you that all these nations are in confederate with each other. Basically, they are in collusion. The New World Order, the One World Order, will not work without all these nations working together. It doesn't matter if they go to war with each other tomorrow. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's just the game. Yeah, that's for your benefit, just to keep you interested. Yeah, together they are working behind the scenes to put all the nuts and bolts together. How do you think that they managed to build a whole city called Astana? 4, 5, 6 years ago, did you even hear about that city? Did you know about its existence? No, they built it from the ground up, and they're all working. They've all been working together. Russia, China, Israel, America, Great Britain, Saudi Arabia, all the major countries are all working together to build up these ghost cities. China have built these cities. There's cities all around the world with nobody there. Why have they built these cities? Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah. Well, we have our theories on, the reason for these cities being built. All of them sound absolutely ridiculous and absurd, but in the same sense, you know what we're talking about today, 10 years ago would have sounded absurd. Well, maybe not 10, maybe 20 years ago. So, so talking about that and knowing, here, what we're saying and showing you guys, do you really think that these people here are going to just forgive your debts? Think about the Federal Reserve. Think about the bankers. It's all about the money for them.
Yeah.
It's all about what you can do for them. It's never about what they can do for you. So as Robbie and I have been saying to you guys for forever, is that they're going to be making these things look so good and making them so attractive that you're going to want these things. I can't tell you how many people I have on my social media praising NESARA and GESARA. They can't wait for it. Oh, we're going to be forgiven our debt. No. You know what's going to happen? This right here. It is going to be the complete enslavement of humanity.
Don't worry, I saw it. I saw it on Facebook before I left about all the debt. There was a post about the debt forgiveness. All your debts are going to be forgiven. It's all coming. Yeah, get ready for it. It's like you've got no. What you want about debt forgiveness? You're off your head. You are absolutely nuts. Do you honestly think that that's really going to happen and it's for your benefit? Yeah, of course it's going to happen. Yeah, people just they accept because the world is built on debt. Yeah, it always has been. Yeah, before I totally woke up, we had the thing in the UK that was introduced called austerity. Yeah, and people were moaning about it, and I said, well, We don't need austerity. The world is built upon debt. All the countries borrow money.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Absolutely.
I obviously understood the monetary system. Yeah, and that's before I'd even done any research about the Rothschild banking system. That came later. Yeah, that was the eye-opener. You know, how they'd gone throughout history and funded every side, both sides at each war since the Napoleonic Wars. And they continue to do it to this day, that they control the whole banking system, that they basically own the world's debt. Yeah. The question was who the world's in so many hundreds of trillions of pounds of debt. Who are they in debt to? Yeah. And then you've got these families like the Rothschilds that have gotten in excess of $500 trillion. That's a lot of money to own. Why would you need all that money? Well, we know why they need that money, because they need to fund the projects of the New World Order. One of them will be the forgiveness of debt, not just people, but whole countries. That takes a lot of money.
Exactly. How many times have you, before you left social media or Facebook, how many times have you heard people talking about free energy technology?
Oh, it was quite a lot, yeah.
Mm.
But we already know about free energy technology, where it came from, who stole it, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, who stole it? Yeah.
U.S. government.
Yeah, on his death, who came and took all his belongings?
That would be Uncle Trump.
Was it grandfather Trump or uncle?
His uncle.
His uncle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And who did he give it to? Gave it to the FBI. Yeah.
Well, the government came in and they took Tesla's papers. There was probably about 30 boxes of papers, and the government had it at first, but they couldn't decipher it. They needed an engineer to come in and take a look at it and tell them what it was. So they gave the 30 boxes to Trump's uncle, Uncle John.
Yeah.
John had it for, I don't know how long he had it for. He had it for quite a while. Sifted through it, gave them back 15 boxes and said there was nothing in there that we can use.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
So when you're
sorry, a pig just flew past the window.
What did?
A pig. Sorry. You should have seen it, man.
Yeah, so when you see free energy technologies that are going to be promised to people, oh, we're gonna make your life so good. We're gonna forgive your debt. We're gonna give you free money. You're gonna, Lord. What is the old saying? If it looks too good to be true, it usually is.
Yeah. And what are the Q posts been saying for years and now? That Trump's going to be releasing news about new technologies, about free energy, and also cures to cancer, cures for AIDS, HIV, AIDS, cures to a lot of diseases that have been suppressed by the elite. Do you think that's by coincidence? Do you think that's by chance? No. Is it him that's going to release it, or is it going to be the upcoming world leader?
Right. I have a video I want you guys to listen to. It's about 6 minutes long. I want you to pay close attention to what he's saying. He's kind of hard to understand. He's got a foreign accent, but it's important.
Hello everyone, how are you? I'm Celso, I'm light worker, and this is Galactic Federation project, We are here spreading news and the messages directly from the Galactic Federation. And we have today a special, very, very important message. It is related about the NESARA-GESARA government system, right? It is very important for our life. The NESARA-GESARA government system. And first of all, what is this? NESARA NESARA is a project to install a unique government on humanity on planet Earth. I know it is very crazy, a unique government. All right, because we have too many cultures, you have too many races and conflicts. You know, a unique government about US and Russia, I think it is impossible at the third dimension. But at the fifth dimension, it is very possible, simple possible. And the NESARA-GESARA will develop this for us. NESARA-GESARA can develop this for us, you know? So, this is the point. The information is at the fifth dimension. The government system will be NESARA-GESARA. All right. And the good news is the NESARA-GESARA, the fifth dimension will happen very soon. Very soon. As I told you before, the transition has begun. Only babies from the fifth dimension are born. Got it? No babies from the third dimension are born anymore. No more. So,
if the Galactic Federation of Light is telling you that the new system has begun, and it's a good system, and it's going to be the system of government, and this information has come down from the Ascended Masters, you know that this is straight from who?
It's my honor to welcome three of the world's leading technology CEOs. And in the case of Larry Ellison, it's well beyond technology. He's sort of CEO of everything. He's an amazing man, an amazing business person. But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi-san, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say the by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent and money. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of STARGATE. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States, and very, very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately. This monumental undertaking is a resounding declaration of confidence in America's potential under a new president. Let me be a new president. I didn't say it, they did. So I appreciate that, fellas. But it'll ensure the future of technology. What we want to do is we want to keep it in this country. China is a competitor and others are competitors. We want it to be in this country, and we're making it available.
It is very interesting that Trump just announced Project Stargate, and he's talking about AI and focusing on AI. This is all leading to the AI takeover. This is what this all boils down to, and I hope people are paying attention. And the name alone is very interesting. Stargate. Why would he name it that? Call it that. Look at this. OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle are planning a joint venture called Stargate. And then right here, President Trump is set to announce billions of dollars in private sector investment to build artificial intelligence infrastructure in the United States. So do you all see exactly where all of this is going? This is all leading to the AI takeover. This is all going to tie into the mark of the beast, in my honest opinion. This is why he has somebody like Elon on his side, because Elon is all about the AI takeover. He is. So this is some very interesting stuff indeed. And one has to wonder if this is going to be what sets the stage for the fake alien invasion in the near future. One has to wonder that, because the name alone should be a pause for concern. Stargate. Stargate had to do with portals and stuff like that, right? Stargate had to do with traveling through portals and going to other worlds. I mean, come on. It is right there for everybody to see. So it's by no coincidence, it's by no accident that he named it Stargate, because remember, he continues to talk about, oh, we are going to occupy Mars and stuff like that. Now, obviously, you can't leave this planet. You can't. But here's the breakdown of Stargate, as I talked about. A team of explorers made up of soldiers and scientists who travel through a Stargate, an ancient portal to other planets. They use the Stargate to explore new worlds, forge ties with friendly civilizations, and protect Earth from hostile forces. So there you have it. This is all tying together for the mark of the beast. This is all tying together for them to pull over whatever they've been trying to pull over from the other side, in my honest opinion, via CERN. And I go back yet again to this magazine, The Road Ahead 2025, and it shows you the AI takeover. And one has to wonder if all of this is going to tie into these smart cities, or as Trump likes to even call some of these smart cities, freedom cities. So one has to wonder if all of this is tying together for these smart cities. One has to wonder if all of this is going to tie together for the Mark of the Beast system. Because, again, you have people like Elon on Trump's side, and Elon is all about this AI takeover. And Elon isn't the only one that's on Trump's side, because he literally had other tech heads, or whatever you want to call them, at his inauguration. He had Mark Zuckerberg there and others, Jeff Bezos and others. And all of these people have one thing in common. They are about the AI takeover. So from my viewpoint, from my vantage point, I believe this is where we are heading. And I know it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, you know, when he talks about Stargate and AI and everything else. But I really believe this is where we are heading, and want us to wonder if they are going to use whatever technology to power these portals that we've seen pop up in different places. Because we have. But again, this is why he had these tech heads at his inauguration. Because he's showing you what he's about. He's telling you what he's about. Trump is about the AI takeover along with the rest of these people, because this is all setting the stage for this false golden age on top of that. He could talk a big game all that he wants, that, oh, this is going to bring more jobs, but nah, this isn't about that. It's not about, oh, we're going to bring more jobs. No, this is about eventually replacing me and you with robots and other things. Because remember, they want you and me to own nothing and be happy. So Trump can pretend to be the good guy all that he wants. And all of his cult, the MAGA cult, can pretend all that they want, that this guy is here to save the day. This guy is here to make America great again, when he is using the same talking points, if you really listen to it, and he's pushing the same agendas in a roundabout way. Yeah, he's pushing a lot of good things on the surface, you know, like banning this and that and everything else. Yeah, it seems really good. But deep down, if you actually peel back all of the layers to this onion, you will see things for what they really are, and it's not good. It's not. And this is what it all boils down to at the end of the day. An AI takeover, this false golden age. Think of it like a magician, sleight of hand. This is what he's doing. He's presenting good stuff on the surface, and people are easily distracted by all of this. And then he's pushing a lot of crazy stuff with people not really paying attention to what he's pushing. And this is one example of something wild that he's pushing, and want us to wonder if this is going to tie into CERN at that. Because the name alone should really concern a lot of people. Stargate. And yes, he says it's an AI venture. But again, one has to wonder if they are going to use this technology to try to power these portals, to bring what they've been trying to bring over from the other side to this realm. I guess time will tell. But when you really look at things, you will see things for what they are. And remember, as I've already talked about, these portals that have popped up last year, the one in New York, and the list goes on. Again, they could pretend all they want that this is a good thing. We're just using these portals as a way for you to communicate with people from Dublin or Ireland or wherever. But no, there is a darker meaning right below the surface if you actually look deep enough. And the fact that Trump named this Stargate should tell people all that they need to know and what he's trying to do. This is why he continues to mention things like space and Mars and everything else. This is why Elon is obsessed with space and Mars and everything else. So I guess time will tell what's to come next, but I just find it laughable that he named it Stargate. I really find this laughable. And teaming up with people like Sam Altman at that. I mean, come on. This is all right out in the open. This is all truth in plain sight. And in my honest opinion, this is all setting the stage for the new order system. This is all tying into this false golden age. And I hope more and more people wake up and realize what is going on before it's too late.
All of our cancers, cancer tumors, little fragments of those tumors float around in your blood. So you can do early cancer detection. If you can do using AI, you can do early cancer detection with a blood test. And using AI to look at the blood test, you can find the cancers that are actually seriously threatening the person. So we can, again, cancer diagnosis using AI has the promise of just being a simple blood test. Then beyond that, once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate the person, design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer. And you can make that vaccine, that mRNA vaccine, you can make that robotically, again, using AI in about 48 hours. So imagine early cancer detection, the development of a cancer vaccine for your particular cancer aimed at you, and have that vaccine available in 48 hours. This is the promise of AI and the promise of the future.
Great, thanks.
So do you see exactly what is happening even from that clip right there? This is pure madness, and this is the start of the mark of the beast. I firmly believe that. With all of this stuff going on with this Operation Stargate, I believe all of this stuff is tying together. It is. Trump is showing more and more that he is a snake. This is why he loved to always recite that snake poem. I wonder why that is. It's because Trump is not a good guy. So many people have been duped by this guy. And look at the madness that he is pushing. And people probably are just paying it no mind, no attention. They don't care. They think, oh, we've won. We don't have Biden in there anymore. Kamala isn't in there. And the list goes on. But at the end of the day, both sides are one and the same. One side isn't better than the other. And with this madness being pushed, this isn't good at all. And I can only imagine what other crazy stuff is going to come here in the near future, but it's starting right away. Right away, it's starting. The AI takeover that I've warned people about, that others like me have warned people about. Again, I'm not trying to come across as arrogant or anything like that, but it's just wild. People refuse to listen until it's too late, and then they will see things for what they are, but it'll be too late at that point. It'll be too late. I've done all I can do to wake up people, and I'm going to continue to try my best for as long as I'm on this platform to wake up as many people as possible, but it's not looking good. The future is not looking good at all. It's not. It's looking as if things are going to be accelerated even further.
The golden age of America begins right now. And optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world. I was saved by God to make America great again.
The presidency of Donald Trump has opened the door for a even worse spiritual deception to enter this country and to affect churches. What Joe Biden was into was bad, sure. I get that, and I denounced all of that. But I'm afraid that the spirituality that the Donald Trump administration is cleaving to, the form of doctrine that they're embracing, is even worse in some ways. And I want to explain to you what that means. And I want you to know, first of all, this whole talk of a golden age completely freaks me out, because that is not a euphemism. That is an occult term that we have spoken about many times in our Third Adam series. And I'm going to show you what I mean in this video. Don't go away. We took all the mystery cults of the world, the Roman Catholicism, Hinduism, Buddhism. We even got a little bit into Zoroastrianism and mysticism, Gnosticism, and the charismatic postmillennial theologies. And we compared and contrasted them together, and we showed you that they're basically the same. And that all these religions are going to merge together under a one world super religion. And they're going to usher in this golden age of enlightenment and peace and prosperity. That is exactly what Donald Trump's administration is promising you. Except the deception of this is that there's a veneer of Americana overlaid it, and so everybody just says, yeah, that's great. Now, I want you to know that one of the grand themes of all occultism, of all esoteric work, of all alchemy, of all these nefarious demon-possessed wizards and warlocks and witches of all past is that they have all promised that there is an age coming in which everything will be amazing. It is going to be in a form a satanic millennial kingdom. Now, my theological views, I am premillennial, which I believe that the millennium is in the future, but before Christ's 1,000-year literal reign on this earth, in which he will rule from Jerusalem with a rod of iron. I look forward to that day. Praise the Lord. There's going to be a false one. There's going to be a antichrist who will rule on this earth for a short time. He will be Satan's man, if you will. And he will promise an era of prosperity, promise an era of peace, promise an era of enlightenment. And I believe he will take, as we said in 3 Adam 4, he will take the world down the road to Shambhala and promise them a wonderful time. And they will go to hell at the end of that road by meeting Christ in battle at the Battle of Armageddon, or the Battle of Megiddo. And in the Valley of Megiddo there. And we outline all this in our Third Adam series. So when Donald Trump talks about this golden age, and I'm gonna just type this into my internet browser and just show you all the articles. I mean, I don't really know if I even have to say this, but Donald Trump inaugural address, President heralds a golden age of America. Let's just pull up that article real quick. He even says, Donald Trump, our golden age has just begun. That's on Fox News right there. Donald Trump heralds a golden age as promised fulfilled in inaugural address after a speech focused largely on his political policies. Trump gave a freewheeling remarks to supporters, including falsely claimed the election was rigged. Okay, there we go. But he says right here, President Donald Trump declared Monday that the golden age of America begins right now and vowed that the nation's challenges would be annihilated by his MAGA movement in a barreled knuckle inaugural address that echoed the themes and grievances of trademark rally speeches. Okay, so he's saying we're going into a golden age. Now, remember that. But here's where I want to go. I want to kind of, and I know this because I worked in Africa for years, and I know that and I had to learn the New Age so that I could actually minister to the people in Africa, and God helped me with that, and that's really where much of the knowledge that I have on this channel is born from, is my ministry over there. But I want you to know that a golden age is the hallmark of all occultism, and they even call it that. There is a magical group that existed, and I think they still exist even today. They might have changed names. I think they probably folded themselves into Freemasonry to some degree. But this group was called the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which they're basically saying the same thing Donald Trump is saying. We are going to usher in a golden dawn, a golden age. Matter of fact, Alice Bailey was a big name in this. Helena Blavatsky were big names in this. Alice Bailey said that the coming avatar is going to be an avatar of synthesis, meaning he's going to merge all religions into one. And I see that with Donald Trump. I mean, look at J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is a Catholic that converted to Catholicism recently, and his wife is a practicing Hindu. I mean, make that work. It's syncretism. It's Hinduism and Catholicism merged together. It is the religion of synthesism. It is the one religion in that home. Another thing I want to give you this is that another term for this is the age of Aquarius, and that's something that's being promoted in these circles. But here we go. I want to read this. This is a paper somebody wrote. Dore Jimpa, I guess is what it is, but he's talking about the coming avatar. This is straight up raw New Age material for you, okay? And I'm gonna read some of this to you. I want you to listen, okay? The Hindu scriptures say that the Kalki avatar, which is the third Adam, and we explained that in the first film, the Kalki avatar will come forth from Shambhala to destroy the evil kings of the world. That's third Adam 4. Edwin Buruma, in his fascinating book, The Way to Shambhala, writes, quote, in the Kalki Purana, a sage king named Mara Morya, a descendant of an earlier incantation of Vishnu, lives there in the Himalayas, awaiting the end of the age of discord, the Kali Yuga. When Kalki comes to liberate the world, and by the way, Kalki is your Antichrist. This is your promised Messiah of Hinduism. This is going to be your man of sin. This is going to be your third Adam. Comes to liberate the world. This sage will join him in the final battle against the barbarians. After their victory over the forces of evil, Maru will gain a throne and assist Kalki in establishing a golden age. There you go. That's Hindu prophecy. A similar prophecy can be found in the Vishnu Purana, where it states that in the Sora dynasty, a king called Maru, who through the power of yoga is still living in the village called Kalpa in the Himalayas, and who in a future age will be the restorer of the Kashtrina race in the solar dynasty. So that, I mean, guys, I don't know what to tell you. So also here, this is a paper, Alice Bailey and the wisdom for the ageless wisdom for a new age. This is a paper that was written online, and they quote something here from Alice Bailey. I want to read this to you. It says right here, in his study of Western esotericism and New Age religions, Wouter Heingraf says Bailey influence on the New Age movement, especially in its early phases, pervasive. It is she who is also generally credited with having introduced the term New Age. Among many characteristics of the New Age into which humanity is now entering, that's the age of Aquarius, Bailey emphasizes the qualities of synthesis, inclusiveness, unselfish work, group work, and the renunciation of materialism. So that's what these people are talking about. And they're talking about a golden age of just wonderful, amazing things going to happen and that type of stuff. Now, here's where I want to make the jump to Christianity, okay? I want to say this to you. Bethel Church and anything associated with Bethel Church, Hillsong, Elevation, Maverick City Music is straight from the pits of hell. Those people are not saved. Those people are not Christians. If Stephen Furtick is born again, then Marilyn Manson is born again. And that was something that Kanye West tried to push and tried to bring a question mark to when he was including Marilyn Manson in his little his circus that pretended to be a church service years ago. Okay, Stephen Furtick, Bill Johnson, all those guys, the Hillsong crowd's kind of out right now, but the Maverick City Music crowd has taken their place. These people are from hell. And one of the guys that is a big face of this, that I emphatically insist he's a heretic, absolutely is a charismatic NAR heretic, is a guy named Sean Feucht. And Sean Feucht has been posting stuff that is frightening me, saying things about God and the Holy Spirit on here that are wigging me out about this. And like videos like this, where this guy prayed the most obnoxious prayer I've ever seen in my life at Trump's inauguration. But you see what they're saying? They're saying it's revival season in America. They are claiming that just because Donald Trump got voted in as the president, that somehow we have now entered into some spiritual revival in this country. And they're saying things like, Jehu threw this out, Jehu threw that out, whatever. But I'm telling you, there is another angle to this that is not good. And Jehu was not a charismatic nutcase. Jehu is not some Bethel Church heretic. Jehu was for the most part doctrinally sound when he did what he did, but and he wasn't perfect. But I'm saying that, but this is stuff that is alarming me. And all this ecumenical, interdenominational stuff that they're happening there. Let me see here. There was another post that he made about it's revival time in America. There we go. Mood tonight with my brother Russell Brand. And by the way, we did videos on Russell Brand. Russell Brand is promoting the New Age with a Christian veneer overlaid it. Russell Brand is talking about the reality of consciousness. And we must awaken our, I'm just saying dumb stuff it's Russell Brand is literally almost word for word quoting Alice Bailey and folding Christianity into it, and a bunch of dumb evangelicals who have no discernment are saying this is good. And I'm saying, no, it's not. And so this has all the marks of everything I'm warning you about in Third Adam. This has all the marks of, I mean, just to apply that verse, Psalm 23:5 to that is hermeneutically dangerous. But here we go. Let's just read it. Let's see what these people are saying. Congratulations to the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. It is revival time in America again. That is unacceptable. I don't like that statement. I don't think that's good. I don't think that is a doctrinally healthy thing to say. I mean, I don't like this. Anything Sean Feucht is on is about I'm running away from. And I want you to know this, please, if you will. I want to insist, go watch our Third Adam series. You will understand the New Age deception. This is something that is so complex and so wiggly. It's like an eel. It's just hard. It's hard to nail down. It's the Bible calls it mystery religion. It is a mystery. It is difficult to understand. It is difficult to articulate this. It is difficult to see this. But I'm telling you, Joe Biden was bad for our country economically, politically, spiritually, and I think Donald Trump is going to be good for our country economically, but I think that the Donald Trump presidency has opened the door for an even worse form of spirituality. And that's what I'm warning you about. This is not a political video. This is not a video about politics. This video really isn't even about Donald Trump. This video is about mystery religion. And by the way, there is a divine feminine, there is a divine masculine that is just as nefarious and just as bad as the divine feminine. There is a yin and there is a yang. You have to understand and I said this on I did a video about Ethan, what's his name? Ethan, the H3 podcast guy. I made this statement, and I mean this, okay? There is a form of the occult that walks around with red hats on saying MAGA. Okay? Please understand that. There is a form of Gnosticism and mysticism that walks around saying, make America great again. And I think that is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than the, gothic, crazy people with purple hair reading Karl Marx and promoting Kamala Harris. I think they're just as much an enemy of the gospel. I think they're just as much an enemy to your spirituality. I just don't think that Christians need to join hands with heretics to promote any political movement. And Jensen Franklin sitting there with Sean Feucht is the epitome of everything that's wrong with evangelicalism. I don't believe in that. I'm not for it. I think it's dangerous. I think it's bad. And I want to tell you, the church is going to go into some sort of relaxed state because of Donald Trump being president. And I want to tell you, we need to be more vigilant now than we ever have been before in our life. Sean Feucht is bad. A lot of these, Paula White Cain is horribly bad. She follows me on Twitter. I don't even know how that happened. But Paula White Cain is bad. The religion that they practice is not Bible-believing Christianity. They practice a form of Gnosticism with the terminology of Christianity. These people are ministers of Satan. They are ministers of hell. They are pretending that they are just like you, that they are on your side. We're conservatives. We believe in America. We are for you. We're all about this. We are on your side. We're friends. Let's yoke up together. And by the way, here's our Catholic friend. Oh, by the way, here's a Hindu. Let's all join together and make America great again. And that is the road to Shambhala. That is the new age. That is the golden age of Donald Trump. And I'm telling you, it's not good. It's not good at all. Go watch Third Adam. Go watch Third Adam. It'll change your life, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. Subscribe to this channel if you're new. Smite the like button on this video. There's going to be more of this coming out. We'll talk about it as it comes out. This is going to be like a rolling apostasy. We're going to talk about it. I think he's going to do some good things politically. I can't wait to see the American economy get back a little bit. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see this woke junk get out of here. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be replaced with something, and I just don't think replacing it with this dangerous New Age mysticism pretending to be Christianity is going to make America spiritual. And I don't think it is a sign of a Christian revival.
Dawkins told the crowd they should ridicule religious people. Let me quote him. He says, "Mock them, ridicule them in public. Their beliefs are insane, therefore they should be ridiculed with contempt."
Years in the future, this may serve as a reminder, like a verbal time capsule. Honor your treasure, meant for the minds that denied in the past, ignoring the signs every time that we asked you to listen. You dismissed us consistently, and now you're living out prophecy. First-hand witness to the times and the miseries. No denying all the signs and conspiracies. We poured our heart out and urged you to listen, implored you to think, to make the right decision. Laughing aside, you just played the devil's advocate. Every time you heard the truth, you turned the opposite. Rejected anything that stood against your politics. Convinced yourself that you were good by thinking positive. Always the optimist, are you still confident that ignorance is bliss during the apocalypse? Smack dab in the middle of the storyline. Slap in your face, shift in your paradigm. Switching your mind for the memories you blocked out. Information that you knew was true but locked out. Conversations that you wish could be repeated. Warning calls that you wish you would have heeded. Thought all those Christians were living in denial, but now you do anything to understand the Bible. Every day triggers old memories, reminders. Remaining remnants remembered by survivors. Pieced together from the fragments of a quagmire. Lost souls gathered hungry around a campfire. Brought together through the calmer recollections. Torn apart by the warnings that they questioned. Looking back, they knew this day was unavoidable. They hated God, embracing sin whenever possible. Gave control to everything they knew was evil. Sold their souls and now they're living like medieval. A whole world without laws or morality. Living in poverty and running from reality. I had a picture of missed opportunities. All the what ifs and lost possibilities. Cities burn like a giant crematorium. Mountaintops collapse like an accordion. Wars are rumbling, governments crumbling. Storm clouds gathering round, hear the thundering. Smack dab in the middle of the storyline. Slap in your face, shift in your paradigm. Switching your mind for the memories you blocked out. Information that you knew was true but locked out. Conversations that you wish could be repeated. Warning calls that you wish you would have heeded. Thought all those Christians were living in denial, but now you do anything to understand the Bible. Anarchy reigns in the streets, in the alleyways. No escape from the pain in the end of days. Left alone with no internet or telephone. Cities are graveyards, crumbling catacombs. Apocalyptic wickedness and pestilence. Epidemics and afflictions, malevolence. No protection, no government or military. Just infections and really full cemeteries. Catastrophes on another level biblical. Miserable when the locust swarm is visible. Turn and run from the state, you knew the outcome. Acting dumb and ignorant and asking how come. A social justice warrior with your politics. Emotional, convince yourself with willing ignorance. Way too late, no excuse could ever save face. And now you're living in a world without a safe space. Smack dab in the middle of the storyline. Slap in your face, shift in your paradigm. Switching your mind for the memories you blocked out. Information that you knew was true but locked out. Conversations that you wish could be repeated. Warning calls that you wish you would have heeded. Thought all those Christians were living in denial, but now you do anything to understand the Bible.
What if you're wrong?
Well, what if I'm wrong? I mean, anybody could be wrong. What if you're wrong about the great juju at the bottom of the sea?